September 25th, the new Fox Tuesday kicks off with New Girl's new season. Then welcome Ben and Kate.
Stay away from my sister before you find out what 6 years of Krav Maga feels like. Well, like year and a half plus like 4 years on and off I was traveling.
Followed by another all-new New Girl.
What am I looking at here? Pure, unadulterated friendship.
And the Mindy Project.
Can't believe you're tattling.
Tattling is when a little girl does it, okay? When a hot woman does it, it's called whistleblowing.
The new Fox Tuesday, premiere September 25th on Fox.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's X-Factor After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's X-Factor After Show.
1, 2, 3, it's the X-Factor After Show, After Show. It's the X-Factor After Show, After Show. It's the X-Factor After Show, After Show. Yeah. Wednesdays at 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
on AfterBuzzTV.com.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right. Woo! We all know that Bing is for doing, and we are doing another after show on AfterBuzz TV. It is the season premiere, X Factor Season 2, Episode 1. I am JC, and let us introduce our wonderful panel of hosts, starting with the lovely lady to my right.
Hey guys, I'm Melissa Macedo.
And across the table,
I'm Michelle Macedo.
I am Mark E. Allen.
What's going on, Nick Collins?
all right, guys. These are a bunch of singer-songwriters and some industry experts to bring you all the show you need. But first, let's talk about impressions. What did you guys think of the show overall? Just quick.
He's just bringing out the big guns this time, okay? It started with a bang. The intro was awesome, I thought. What did you guys think?
Yeah, he definitely is in it to win it, one would say. And
hey, Randy.
Yeah, and he's coming back with a vengeance to squish the competition, clearly.
Yes. I'm so happy with the audition process for this because, I mean, American Idol, the whole audition process is just... It's just old. Play it out now.
Right.
And this just keeps it interesting. It's not too much. It's just the amount of entertainment we need. What do you think, Nick Collins?
I am so happy the show is back. I love this show. You really get to understand the characters, get inside their head. You really get a genuine connection with everyone that's on stage. So I'm so stoked it's back. The editing is flawless, by the way. The show, I'm just so excited.
Yeah, we've all got like that X Factor high. We were like coming in. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we'll talk about some editing later too, and the news and gossip.
Of
That's
course.
for later.
Teaser.
Yes, we've got a great story on Mr. Don Phillips coming up in a little bit later in the show. But first, we're going to talk about Austin, San Francisco, Rhode Island, and if we have enough time, we're going to break it down Gangnam Style. Stay tuned for that.
Is that a threat?
You went there, Jason.
We did. All right, so let's start out with our first city of Austin, Texas. All right.
Oh.
Did you guys see the scope of just the people going crazy inside of Austin? Just like the mass of people and just the excitement, and of course our favorite girl, the mean girl. I'm going to start with the mean girl first.
Okay, yeah.
Casey?
Yes, Casey. Was it Casey Newton?
Yes.
Casey Newton, 22. And she was very Lindsay Lohan-ish, very mean girl, and she just thought she was the bee's knees.
Yes,
She
did.
certainly did, and all she did was talk about how she compared to everybody else.
Yes.
Which is, if you are in this industry, I think we all know, a losing game.
Yes.
to compare each other.
Yes.
Now, was she the one that compared herself to Adele, or was that someone else?
It was her.
It was a cross between Adele and Carrie Underwood.
yeah.
So far from that, it was scary.
Yeah.
So
Never do
scary
that.
is the right word, yes.
Compare yourself to someone not awesome.
Yeah. No, and from
Yeah.
doing all these like reality scene competitions, we all know if you compare yourself to Adele, you're already losing.
Yes, you're losing.
We've said that in other after shows as well. So, but she came along with Paige Torres. Was it Paige? No, Paige Thomas.
Thomas, yes.
They both came out simultaneously.
They shared a mirror.
They shared a mirror. And okay, so was it staged?
Yes. I think
it was very interesting how they edited it together, because we were like, is she going to go soon? Is she not going to go? Oh, am I watching The Hills? And then,
She had a lot of airtime.
Yeah, so I mean,
lots.
It was quite a setup.
Imagine how much of that footage somebody had to watch to edit that story together.
Yeah.
I mean, it is amazing editing, and they made a story out of it.
Yes.
And that's the one thing about auditions, and why people sometimes I skip over auditions, because you never see these people again. Like, you get to know them and then they're gone, and that sucks, and it's sad or it's happy, and then that's it.
Unless you're William Hung. Basically, no one you don't
Yeah.
forget you don't remember the bad auditions. You're right.
Yeah.
But kind of weird that she had a mic already on her, you know?
Yes.
Her and her
Yeah.
was it her sister?
Yeah, well, that happens all the time, just mics.
I never leave the
Just
house with that mic
fall.
on.
Yeah.
you always
Good
got your
call.
headset on.
Always got the headset on.
It's not even noticeable.
Nick,
Yeah.
you are trouble already.
I mean, I think it was definitely forced. It felt like they were, maybe they are mean girls, but it felt like they were trying to be extra mean. Like talking about her child like that.
Yeah, with Paige's, her daughter was adorable. Oh
And kept
my
running
God.
around and
Yes.
ran into her, and then she was, what'd she say? Oh, she got her dirty or something, her
Yeah.
dress or something.
Heaven
She's like,
forbid.
I thought it was kind of smart. Not only as a competition show, it's actually a reality show too. You know, you got the clique. You know, you got the people that are conniving, going after each other. So kind of smart, kind of incorporating a lot of different kind of
Makes
genres.
you feel like you were there,
Yeah.
Well,
part of it.
I felt like
Yeah.
what this show did a really good job of is creating characters. So immediately they're the people they wanted us to love, and then hey, like Casey, you know, and all throughout we see everyone has a really strong character, and yeah.
Go ahead. I was going to.
just the personality traits that they highlight is like exactly everything we need to know to like create this character.
Well, let's talk about who we loved on that one in that little pairing of the two. I absolutely loved Paige. I thought she was adorable. She looked like Rihanna-esque.
Definitely.
I think we all kind of said that in the room. We're like, oh my God, she looked fantastic singing Mary J. Blige. I compared her to like Simone Battle from season 1, but with a much stronger voice.
but with a voice.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Image is flawless. Her image and her voice match, which is very important. And she kind of had, like, you could tell, like, the nerves were there. So this is still kind of fresh and new. She had that kind of nervous vibrato. But she definitely pulled it off. She's very, very interesting.
yeah. I felt she had a lot of power and passion behind her voice, and I also like that she has a kid, because even though she's 21, she seems more mature and like she can handle, you know, she's been through that. She like knows, you know, how to be an adult. So I liked that vibe from her.
Yeah, having a kid grounds her,
Yeah,
of course.
yes, yeah.
And I think Simon takes a liking to her because he likes those young soul singers. Because he fought for Simone last season,
did.
and her voice was nothing compared to Paige's.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
Paige is going to go really far.
Do you guys think? I just wonder if I were her and I was gonna be like stressing out all day waiting, like try to find a babysitter. Though, you
There's
know,
no story there.
Yeah, then
seems
there's no
exactly.
story.
Do you think it was strategic?
It was a prop. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go there. Baby was a prop.
Well, it worked.
Child actor, you
yeah.
think already?
Yeah.
No, not so much child actor, but it's like, you know, you're up there, you're talking to the judges. Oh, I'm struggling with my child.
Yes.
And,
Like,
you know, you're going to
here
get
she
more of an
is.
emotion out of them. They're going to feel for you. I mean, she was lucky she had an amazing voice, so she didn't need the prop.
And an amazing
per se.
body, which was just like made it even
Killer
crazier that
body.
she had a child, though. You know.
Yeah, but yeah, and also like I think definitely about Britney, you know, is that connection, and you know, who doesn't like a cute kid thrown out there, you know?
Totally.
And that's exactly what I was going to bring up next. The fact that we haven't even talked about the judges. What did you think about Britney? Just when she walked in, did you notice she had the last introduction into Austin? And when she walked in, the crowd went crazy.
Oh yeah.
Did she hold her own? What did you guys think of Brit?
Yeah, I thought that she did hold her own. I thought that I think that she knows a lot, and she has the most reason to be harsh out of everyone. I think even more, I mean, Simon is harsh. That's just who he is. But I think, yeah, now it's her turn to talk. Now that everyone's done attacking her,
right?
Leave Britney alone, you know, it's her time.
I think it's different when you're a performer because Simon and L.A. Reid, yeah, they could sit and judge all day, and they do a great job. So obviously they've had success. But Britney has been critiqued, you know, so much probably. So I think it's fair that it's her time, like we were saying.
Mark, did you get anything out of Britney and Demi?
Yeah, I just think I didn't know what to expect with Britney. You didn't know if she was going to have it together, if she how she would be as a judge, and I liked it. At times, it got a little bit harsh towards the end, but I mean, I think she was spot on, and she talked about how she really wants to just tell somebody, you know, how it is rather than let them go home and think that they have something, and you know. She just told it how it was. So I mean, I'm cool with that.
The next Simon, do you think, Nick?
Britney, she was harsh. She was harsh. I mean, she has reason to be, though. I mean, she's, out of all them, has a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience, and again, probably the most judged out of any of the judges. So I think, you know, if she's gonna be the next Simon, she has reason to be. Maybe even a little bit more than Simon.
Ooh, I wonder if foreshadowing, she could be like the next Simon. Next season, Simon just walks away and lets, you know, Britney take over the chair.
I don't think Simon will
it's
ever
you,
let something
Britney.
like that happen.
No.
Or maybe he'll start like a Z Factor. And then he'll go against Britney. Britney will take over X Factor. Who knows?
Do you mean maybe just like a bunch of bad acts, like the Z Factor, like finishing up with Casey Newton? You know, she could be the lead.
Yeah, she's the lead. Yeah.
Gosh, and she did Firework. Okay, so the rest was kind of like bad in Austin, you know, we got Casey, we got Sam Armenta, who called out Demi with the auto-tune, the 50-year-old guy who was kind of creepy.
That was really creepy.
First of all, it was creepy. His original song, he's like, the song choice was inappropriate.
Candy Girl.
So weird.
And like pedophile-like.
Well, not only that, he's a 50-year-old man. He's talking about going to bars and picking up young women.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Disgusting.
Yeah, seriously.
And cotton candy. He kept saying cotton candy.
He also looked a little bit like Freddy Krueger in his striped shirt. Halfway between Freddy Krueger and Charlie Brown. And by the way, crew neck under V-neck, that was weird.
What a mess.
Never. Nick, you're going to be our fashion expert. I can already tell.
But also, can we talk about how he handles baggage at the airport? So we could see this guy at like LAX. He could be like freaky and weird.
I'm not your candy girl.
Sam, I didn't think you were that bad, Sam. Please don't give me like a body cavity.
I actually think it's Sean.
I think it is Sean.
I'm sorry, who did I say?
Oh,
Sam.
Sam was his brother.
Okay.
No, but the one thing that I got out of that whole thing, because we didn't know how the matchup would be, Demi versus Britney. So when he kind of went at Demi Lovato saying that she uses auto-tune, which I don't think she really does. She's got a great voice, loud voice too. But Britney kind of backed her up. Was, you know, kind of after he dissed her, and then she kind of went back at him like, "You make me, you know, feel awkward even when you look at me." So but to see that she kind of stood up for her, we kind of got to see how they're gonna act towards each other too. So
Brit was solid. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting
standing up
that,
for Demi.
Yeah, I thought it was good that she said that because that's immediately what I felt. I was like, who is this guy?
I thought he was great.
The next Bieber.
Cool. Okay, I was trying to look the other way. I said, because he had the little dance in the beginning, then he opened his mouth.
Yeah. And that was weird, about him saying he's been doing choreography.
I know.
Voice lessons 7 days a week.
For a year and a half.
Yeah, see, that's why he wasn't so good, because he kind of hurt his voice.
Yeah.
And you guys can
that's why.
Yeah, that's why.
You can actually look on YouTube. He's already got videos out, and he's kind of calling out Demi again.
Of course.
So,
only angle he can play.
That's true.
Wow, he's really milking this.
Yeah. Wait, but he also said something. Didn't he? He said two things. I left my other notepad in the room, but he said he called out Demi and he said something else.
L.A. Reid, he's a better writer.
There we go. That's what it was.
Which is quite a thing to say.
Yeah, cotton candy, girl. Okay. Whatever, just leave. Let's get a restraining order against
modern
this guy.
day poet.
So last question, and we leave Austin. Do you think maybe he kind of planned that? Call me a cynic. I've seen so many of these shows.
I know.
I know.
Do you think maybe it's just part of his package that he was just trying to like be not
like,
creepy, but he was just trying to call out the kids, you know? And
like he's not really that creepy, are you saying? Like maybe
I don't know. I'm just trying because.
But who in the okay? Here's what I'm gonna say is that anyone who would be the type of person to put that act on to seem that way to everybody else is creepier than the actual person that believes that, because that is an act. Why would you act that?
All I gotta say is we need Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator up on the stage too.
Because funny if you just
you want to take a seat? You want to sit down? What's that you have in that back?
We have gotten way too deep, and we're on the first city, guys.
Yeah, all right, moving along.
Yes, let's move on. Let's move on to San Francisco, which...
Colorful.
Thank you. Thank you. Fantastic. Such a change between Austin and San Francisco right off the bat. Yeah. And of course, they start with a little montage of, actually, you know what? I skipped a guy.
Mr. Bieber?
Yeah, I skipped.
Oh, Mr.
Well, he doesn't want to be compared to that, though.
Yeah.
Don't
I
compare.
know.
Yeah, he has to have his own style.
So what are we going to call him?
Bieber.
The Reader?
Not
Wait.
Reid.
Yeah.
His name is Reid Demi.
Reid.
Yeah.
13 years old.
Yeah.
It also has the E syllable, so that just makes sense.
Yeah.
The Reader. Okay. So I don't know. I think they were just being too light on him. I'm sorry.
Me too.
I just thought they were being. He's personable. He's got charisma, but does he have a voice?
Yeah, he has a presence. I think that in comparison to what they had already seen that day, I think that he was good in comparison to everybody else before him.
Yeah, I think in 4 years he's gonna have a great voice.
Yeah, I think on American Idol they would have told him to come back in a couple more years. But with this, I mean, I can see he definitely has potential, and it might be worth the risk to get some viewers later.
Yeah.
Definitely potential. I see him more as a Disney star than more of Disney Factor than the X Factor for me.
Yeah.
You know? I'm sure he's already locked into a contract now. But I mean, there's potential. There's potential. I think that he's not going to make it that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, he's going to be an actor. I mean, he could do both, but I mean, he's got it made for Disney.
Yeah.
So.
Tell us how you really feel about actors. It's gonna be.
This is not Dr. Phil. This is X Factor After Show.
Dr. Phil, the expert.
All right, so moving on to back to San Francisco. What stood out besides the montage? What Mark and I called the mob.
M.O.B.
Yes, montage of bad. Yes.
It was pretty bad.
We started with Sanoki or Sanaki, the warrior princess.
Yeah.
Right.
And the drunk guy.
Shook like a pineapple.
The drunk guy.
They were really concerned about him driving home, though. Yeah. Like, it's true. It's like, are you drunk? And he's like, ha! For like an hour, he laughed and he never stopped laughing.
That was bad.
He's still
awesome.
laughing.
You know what's one good thing?
He's still laughing.
He's probably very happy still right now.
Yeah, in a public bathroom. So.
The montages, the bad, wasn't as bad as it was on Idol.
Yeah.
You know, on Idol, I think they'd have a lot longer stretches of the montages of bad. This is just a few in there, and then they moved on to, oh no, I forgot. I don't want to call this bad, but let's just call it strange. Different. Thank you. And that was Quatrell Dion.
Oh, yeah.
The one who showed up in the wedding dress where the guys were checking her out from behind. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
Oh, that was...
I like how that guy, at least we haven't seen him yet, like at all. He was just there like checking out people's butts, you know? Like that's his whole purpose
Oh, wait,
on the show.
that guy didn't even audition.
I know.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
He just came for the view.
Yeah, his friends are like, hey, I saw you on X Factor.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all.
Briefly.
I think Dennis Rodman wants his wedding dress back, pretty much.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Great call.
You know what? I say good for him, because one of the things that I've read in interviews with Beyonce is that she gets her inspiration for her dance moves from drag queens.
Yeah.
She goes to bars in New York City, drag bars, and she watches them perform, and that inspires her.
Yeah.
Well, and that's interesting with San Francisco. I saw that they did play that up quite a bit, you know, with, was that a guy
it's a
or a
crazy
girl?
town.
It's a very open, progressive town, I will say this, but Quatrell, they liked him.
Yeah, well, singing Born This Way, which I get it. However, I saw potential in his voice. Like, I know they got 4 yeses.
so.
Like, if he wasn't so animated and just kind of toned it down a little bit to, you know, I mean, you are who you are, so if this is who he is, then that's cool too. But I just think that he could actually sing something good.
I disagree.
Oh.
I totally disagree.
Really?
I don't know what happened. I think maybe the judges were just in a good mood during that portion of the day. But that guy was atrocious. I mean, in my opinion, he's not going to make it past whatever round he goes to in Hollywood. And then also for the people who are kind of decent that don't get through, I mean, I feel bad that, you know, whoever went after him, like, well, that guy just made it through. What's wrong with me? And,
I know, imagine that.
You know, I actually think his voice was pretty good. I think his outfit was distracting of that.
I don't think his voice was good on that song, though. I felt like he doesn't have that crazy range.
He shouldn't do that song.
But his, like...
I get why he
But
did
you could hear that he has tone and that he can maybe sing. I think that he needs to work on it, or he was like really nervous. But it wasn't like very strong. But I guess they were in a great mood.
I don't think he's gonna make it very far.
No.
You know, adding to your point, like you said, what if he takes the spot away of someone that was pretty decent, someone that we're gonna miss out? You know, and seeing how it's breaking down is that Britney would end up with him. Because he's 21, so and she loved him too.
Oh yeah, she
was
does
all
this
about
thing
him.
where she laughs or where she smiles. She just like holds her mouth open. She's like,
Yes, if you guys aren't watching us, make sure if you're watching us on AfterBuzzTV.com, chat roll. Hey guys, what's up? If not, make sure to download us on iTunes, subscribe, comment, show that you care. Let us know what you think. We are super interactive, and actually a little bit later, we're going to be doing something called Fan Factor, where we'll answer your questions live on the show. So, finishing up with Britney. What if with Quattrell? I think that's his name. It's Quattrell.
Yeah, I couldn't understand it.
Cool name.
Here, I'm going to be Switzerland here. I could see him cutting a dance song, like a dance track. He could be that guy, like in West Hollywood.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Oh my God! maybe one of my favorite songs, actually.
That is an amazing song.
Yeah, so you never know. I mean, there could be something there.
You know what? He could totally headline for gay pride all over the country. They would love that.
That's what I'm saying. So.
Everyone.
You know, yeah, they would love it. So you never know. But let's move on to some talent. And we may disagree. We may not. There was a pairing. It was a weird pairing between Emblem 3, the three young guys, and was it Vincent Thomas? Who Vincent just thought he was like...
He's well-traveled.
Yes.
Yes.
Very well-traveled.
I was in a boy band in Europe, and they played Backstreet Boys in the background. It's like, okay, well, it wasn't that one, but...
He's like, but we played on the side stage, though. You know? And there was like 5 people. But on the main stage was like 60,000 people.
Yeah.
You know, there's a very brief, succinct explanation for this type of guy. And this type of guy is the type of guy, like, I don't know if you guys saw this episode of 30 Rock or Sex and the City, but the type of guy that's really good looking, so no one his whole life has told him he's bad at anything. So everyone is just like, I don't know if you saw the episode of 30 Rock or whatever, but they go and play tennis, and he thinks he's playing awesomely, and he like is missing it, and he's horrible, and he's like, yeah, you know, I just have a natural gift for tennis, because everybody told him he was great because he's good looking.
So he's got good-looking guy complex, is what you're saying.
Is that like a new term?
I think I might suffer from it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All the reason to tune in live to watch us, guys. Nick on the couch, the handsome couch surfer. There we go, Nick Collins. All right, so he was more like, instead of a Backstreet Boy, I called him Backward Boy, maybe, you know, because it was like a blast from the 90s, you know, and just didn't work.
In a horrible way.
But who called it? You called it. Who called that? It was the guy that was like giving out the advice that was going to be the bad one. Yeah. That's so true.
And it's understandable that he was in a boy band before, because there is 5 guys or 4, there's more than one. And that's what Simon said too, also, was that, like, you know, the one guy that can't sing, that's you. That must have been you.
I love that. That was priceless.
Because you don't, I mean, obviously to be in a boy band or to have a hit record, you don't have to be a great singer.
Yeah.
You got the image and you got the right connections.
Okay, but instead of like just being, we're just saying, yeah, he wasn't good. Could he be better? Could he be coached? You know, you guys are the singers. What I mean, maybe you'll see him back on another.
Yeah, I don't think he was horrible. Yeah. But I mean, if he was coached and kind of knew his range, then
a lot of coaching, but I think it's possible. It's weird. It seemed like he had never done it, like, sang before. It was so weird.
What was off? Was it the tone? What was it? Just the wrong song?
He had no power behind his voice.
Overconfident.
Yeah, definitely overconfident. No power. Yeah, it was weak. He obviously is like sounded like he'd never had like any sort of voice training in his life,
and he was like off key. Like he wasn't like,
it's like pitchy, everything.
I don't even remember the song.
It was Sorry Is the Hardest Thing to Say. I think it's like an Elton John.
Oh, and he
quoted that wrong.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. It's like, well, actually, it's Elton John.
But speaking of bad people, I think we passed over Casey Newton. Our mean girl.
We did, yeah. We glossed over her, but sure, we can. Let's revisit Casey, yes, because she was actually just a mean girl. And what did you? Okay, so
Let's
what
keep
did you
giving
think?
her airtime.
Yeah, just like X Factor did.
Yes.
So what did you think? Her performance?
Yeah, she was horrible. Yeah, she was awful. She was so bad.
Just a little pitchy.
Melissa just really wanted to say that.
You just wanted to make sure that
No,
you got
we're going to need to go back.
I thought we talked about her, but then she like came up again after all these people.
That's what we're going to do. We're
Yeah.
going to bring her back and forth. So we'll bring her back a little bit later as well. So, but let's move on to actually someone good.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Someone that at first we didn't know what to make of them. They're like, don't call us a boy band. We're a man band or something.
Well, yeah, and then
Well,
one
they play
just kept
instruments.
making that wriggly, unfortunate face. And they're from Huntington Beach, and I know some people from
Skater
Huntington
boys.
Beach, but and then the Avril Lavigne song played.
Mm-hmm.
There's a skater boy.
You guys were not feeling them from the start.
I was.
I think the
thought they were
girls.
cool.
I think the girls were not feeling.
If you've ever been a like 15-year-old girl, like
I think we just
those
know
kinda
that them too well.
Yeah, we know them too well.
But yeah, I mean, you know what? Their image that the show portrayed was right on with the music in terms of like being sublimey California, like pop, ska-ish.
And they sang their own song, which L.A. Reid kind of was like, "Hey, are you sure you want to do
don't
this?"
do
Which
that.
made me think that they were going possibly all right, maybe we shouldn't do this. Let's switch it to something Red Hot Chili Peppers. But I thought that their vibe was amazing. They rocked the stage. They had confidence. They knew who they were, and that's so important in music at any level. So
Not exactly my style, but I thought they were good. I think it was smart of them to kind of take a Chris Renee approach. They did sing their own song, and he made it pretty far last season. I mean, I see his song all over the place.
Did he audition with that, or was that was later in the stage too?
He
right?
auditioned with
Young Homie.
Yeah, Young Homie.
Oh, that was his audition. I thought that was later on, like towards the end.
He did it. He performed it once.
It's like a more
later.
polished version later on.
Oh, okay,
so
that's right.
I mean, smart because you're promoting your own song, and now people are interested in you and your song, not you and someone else's song.
But also, let's think back to Candy Girl. That was also an original.
That's the thing. It has to be a really good song, and it was.
Michelle, why you got to bring that stuff back?
Cotton Candy, because it's just like it's like replaying in my mind. It's like disgusting. I can't believe
You're
it.
trying to make me think of the guy from Family Guy, the older guy. Hey, you guys watch some Candy?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, God.
Simon
That
said
guy's
Vincent
creepy.
Thomas was the one guy out of a band boy of 5 that doesn't sing. There was someone in Emblem 3 who was the third guy that didn't sing. He was the 15-year-old brother, and he was the only one just walking around stage going like, yeah.
Yeah, he kept doing that.
He kept pointing to his brother that was singing.
Look at him.
I thought the lyrics were fun too. Like it was a cool vibe.
It was cool,
I would buy
yeah.
that song.
It reminded me of
Unfortunately-
your style a little bit.
Oh, thanks.
Marky
Yeah,
Allen.
check out my stuff on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Nice
What's the channel for that?
I wish I
Will
brought
do.
my guitar.
That is cute.
It's like your song "L.A. Girl." It's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Now,
Thanks.
Nick, I was going to ask you something. You said the 15-year-old was kind of the weak one of the group. So what if they asked them to get rid of the third guy and just make him Emblem 2?
Totally a possibility. I mean, and
I don't
also,
think they would do it.
Well, last season they took a bunch of single people, and then made them a group.
Yeah.
I think it can. I mean, and that would stir up some drama too. I would like to maybe see that.
Isn't that what they did with One Direction? Is that not what they did?
They just added 19 people.
No, you're thinking no, I'm thinking of last year, Intensity. And that's when they put the 10 kids into that super
But here's the thing
people.
too. They said they all play instruments too. So on this stage of the game, they couldn't all play instruments. So possibly he's the bass player on the side or something that just says yeah. He's like Lil Jon.
He's the Lance. He's the Lance Bass of the group. He's like yeah.
or he was like walking out of the house, or the brother was walking out of the house, and the mom was like, "Your brother has to go with you. You cannot go without him. You take him right now."
Come on, Wesley.
So we're gonna see a lot. I think the girls are gonna love them.
Oh, yeah.
Brittany
They
loved
do.
them. Simon loved them. But yeah, another.
They were amazing.
Yeah,
They were really good.
They're gonna continue after, if they make it or not to the end. They're still gonna have a life outside of X Factor, I believe.
But X Factor will be
the platform.
Well, getting a lot of the money from that song too.
You think so?
Because now they definitely they own that song.
Really?
They own the network. Yeah, totally.
So in the contract, if you sing your own song, anything you sing on there, I think they might still get a percentage. They should
maybe that would be generous of the studio.
Because X-Factor really, I mean, which is still it's not a bad thing because you get so much exposure from it.
Yeah.
That you don't need all that money because you're going to have a career out of it anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to skip over Dom for a second and keep him for our special segment. We got a lot to say about his performance and what happened, but let's make a quick move to the East. Providence, Rhode Island.
Let's go there.
Any thoughts of the shifting of cities? Like, was there a different tone in each city?
Demi looked hotter.
Did she?
Really?
That was like out of the three.
Thank you, Mark.
During that. That's what I got from it. You guys were thinking that?
Didn't think about that one, Mark.
Didn't think.
That was obvious.
I know. Why didn't we?
I got your back, Mark.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
she's good looking. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Good looking.
No, but what?
Anything else you guys got?
Okay,
I thought Britney started to look not as good, to tell you the truth.
I thought one of her dresses was.
Okay, which one?
Not the best.
On the same
the
1, 2,
gold
3.
one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not like the gold dress.
like-
1, 2, 3.
I just wanted to see if we were thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it.
No,
It was loose in weird places.
Yeah.
It's Rhode Island.
Yeah, it's Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
Yeah, gold is in there.
Is it? I did not know that. So let's.
Very behind.
I want to start with America's sweetheart, Janelle Garcia.
From Rochester, Mass.
Mm-hmm. All right, we knew this was going to be a set. We knew she was likable, sweet as a button. She was cute as a button, I'm sorry. But when she got up on stage, did you guys expect that to come out?
No.
That voice.
Absolutely not.
When the music started, it was like, what is she going to sing?
Yeah.
Like, I know she liked the old rockers and stuff, but
Yeah.
I didn't expect her to sing that because any girl, how old was she, 18?
Yeah.
You just expect them to sing, here's my pop song or my singer-songwriter song, and that's a wrap. But, yeah, that was cool for her to come out like that.
And I thought she was one of the best of the whole night because she got really into it. She was into the performing of it too. And you don't expect it because she has such a sweet face. / she looks like Rachel Ray and maybe other people.
She cooks.
Yeah, she cooks. Yeah,
It's funny. We all think she looks like someone.
Yeah,
so
I kind of thought she sounded like Demi Lovato, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
She kind of
I
had a
could see
similar
that.
voice.
You think
Amazing stage presence.
Do you think this is the right time for someone like her? Like the pop pocket could use, like Simon even said that rocker, that because Demi's kind of a rocker too. But I mean, she's pop rock. But I mean,
but this is like really soulful,
edgier,
and it's old school. It really sounded old school.
Yeah,
and I think that's totally. I think that can totally come back.
Yeah, like Simon said, everything comes in full circle. Or
Simon said
everything good.
But the thing, like, correct me if I was wrong. Like, I know she gave it her all. Like, her voice was ridiculous, and she worked the stage. I think she needs some coaching on the dance moves, though.
Yeah, that got a little
like
weird.
It wasn't terrible, but it was like just some control issue.
Yeah. I don't know how often she has done that.
Yeah, I question her outfit too, but that's
we'll send her to Project Runway, and So You Think You Can Dance after show, so she can get tips.
Yes, but the point is she's got it.
Wait, did you guys see that moment when she turned around after she first started singing, when she first opened her eyes or something, and she saw the judges, and she looked like terrified in the middle of singing?
I didn't see
She's
that.
like, oh my God, I'm actually here, like in the middle of it, and that's when she started to get good because she started to just like do something, with her body.
L.A. Reid was all about her. He got out of his chair. He was like, yeah. He was just going off on her, and his expressions are priceless.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guarantee at the end of the season, there's gonna be a montage of all his faces.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just all.
Will it be an MOB or no?
Montage of badassery. There we go, LA. We love you. But she's set up to succeed. She's rock Disney. America's gonna love her. I don't know if she'll make it. To the live, because I don't know. Because remember, they always start with their strongest song. Once we hear their second song, it's a game changer for most of these acts. You've noticed that last season they always have their go-to song. The second one, that's a match.
Yeah, they've been working on it for years.
Yeah, like Sean Armenta. Like Sean Armenta, the 50-year-old.
Sammy.
Last season,
Sean.
Do you remember Rachel Crow's second song last? I think it was her second song when she sang "I'm If I Were a Boy."
Yes.
Oh my God.
She is amazing.
That was unreal. So for a second song choice, that blew my mind. I still watch that YouTube video.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It could potentially bring you to another level.
Actually, AfterBuzz talked to Rachel Crow when we were at the Emmys gift suites, and I wonder if that footage is up right now because
maybe a little AfterBuzz exclusive.
Yeah.
We'll pull it up in future weeks as well. And guys, also remember, we're going to be bringing guests to you hopefully very soon on the show as well. So definitely keep a lookout for that. But let's go to our last contestant that we think her second song could be just as awesome as her first, which was Jillian Jensen, the 19-year-old who had just...
Came with a kindergarten class.
Yes.
Came with a huge class.
It was heartbreaking. Were you crying already?
Yeah, she was a crier.
I literally was fighting back my tears. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. It was sad. She's bullied. That's very sad.
So, and she connected to America.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just always think that when people say bullied, that's so general, and I wanted to know what happened, or like some sad story. I feel like that always makes me be like, I can't believe that they did that. You know, like she was pushing a trash can, like Lady Gaga has those things. But
I'm sure it will come out in the coming weeks.
I'm sure. And she said, when she said to Demi, like, we both have the same tattoo in the same place for the same reason. I thought maybe like drugs or something.
No, she cut.
I don't know if it was in the same place.
I don't think it was in the same place. But Demi Lovato has it on her wrist. And it didn't look like she had it on her wrist.
I don't think so.
Now, Mark, what'd you think? Because I looked over when we were watching, and everyone leaned forward. We were all so rooting for her when she got up, literally. What'd you think of the voice? What'd you think of the emotion? Was there a connection?
Oh yeah, definitely. And like you could, like Demi said, you could definitely feel her pain. And like when she started off so low, and it sounded good, which is so hard to do. I mean, definitely needs some coaching. But as far starting that low and then being able to go high with it too, she has a ridiculous tone in her voice, and you can feel it when people can connect to the song that much. That it doesn't matter if she was terrible. You could still relate to it and feel exactly what she was singing. But her voice was sick too, so I'm still rooting for her.
Like at that point, if you're so emotionally connected, like technicality doesn't really matter as much. And like she was crying during it, and she was really connecting, and everyone was crying. It was like, and that song, Jessie J has like a phenomenal voice.
Oh my
so
god!
I was kind of
amazing.
like, I hope she does well because Jessie J's like range is unreal, but she killed it.
So she did her justice. She did Jessie J justice. You're saying?
Yeah, because she could use some vocal coaching, but because she was so invested in it, that's why it's Jessie J level.
I was so nervous for her. They really focused on her story and her up on stage and everything. And right before she started singing, I was just like, God, please
don't sing Candy Girl. Don't sing Candy Girl.
Don't sing Candy.
She apologized to her parents before.
Yeah, it's really intense.
What's gonna happen?
But I mean, the way she sang it was almost as if she wrote it. That's how much emotion she put into that song.
Yeah. Do you guys? So how close to the original was it?
It was slower.
It was slower, and Jessie J starts higher and goes even higher, so she just kind of took it down a whole octave.
I think she changed the key.
Yeah, I think she changed the key, but other than that, very close.
So she made it her own.
Yeah, she made her own.
Definitely.
I like that she didn't try to do it like Jessie J, because that's the same Adele problem. Then if it sounds different, then it sounds wrong to us, because we've heard it so many times. So
So then even more kudos then, because she changed it, and it sounded well. You didn't judge it already. Well, this doesn't sound like Jessie J's song.
Right.
Yeah.
Which also means that she kind of knows what she's doing, rather than trying to sing somebody's song that you can't hit. You switch it up to make it your own, or put it in the right key for yourself. And
it's perfect song.
What was weird was we only saw 2 acts really in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island is small. It's a small place.
it is. I don't know if you guys have been there.
It's very small.
Very small.
Thank you, host.
Maybe only 8 people showed up to that audition.
Maybe. So any final thoughts on Rhode Island or anything like that before we move into our special segment of Don Phillips?
That's all the East Coast.
Yeah, it was quick. There's more auditions next week as well. So tomorrow as well. So, and actually we won't be on tomorrow, but we're gonna be on every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. But definitely, some of us are live tweet the show as we watch it. So definitely, check in. We'll give you our Twitter handles at the end of the show, but we give you our opinions as well. So it's super interactive, and talk to us, tweet us back.
Maybe even a wrap up song for a Wednesday song or Thursday song for next week. We'll write a song about it.
Yeah, a recap.
I don't know if that was even a sentence that I just said.
hashtag confused.
I'd like to hear that one more time too.
I get it.
Yeah.
A recap song.
I don't know what I said. A recap song. That's what it is.
Nice.
There's so many levels on this show today. There's been happy, sad, and now poignant, and heartbreaking. Let's move on.
Let's move on to something lighter. Okay.
Maybe we could do a remix of, what was it, Candy Shop?
Candy Girl.
Candy
Shop.
Whiskey Girl.
We could do a remix of that one.
Oh.
I have lost control.
Yeah.
I've lost control. All right, so let's.
Well, let me just, to lighten everyone's load. Okay, we all love comedy, right? And after this show, especially the last Bullying Sadness, you know what's really fun? On Fox, on the premiere of Tuesday is Stacked. First, Zooey Deschanel is back with that show, The New Girl.
Love it.
So fun, right?
It's nominated for like 5 Emmys.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know if you guys watch it, but boom, just like that, she's laid off, looking for work.
Womp, womp.
Yeah, but you know, family is also a funny thing. From the producers of New Girl, so you know it's going to be good. It's the new series, and critics are calling it one of the year's best new comedies. It's called Ben and Kate.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Have you guys heard
Ben
of
and
it?
Kate plus 8?
No, just Ben and
Hopefully
Kate.
not.
Okay,
Hopefully
Please
not.
God, don't let them come back.
So season premiere of New Girl, and then we have the Mindy Kaling project. She has a brand new show.
Saw it.
Yeah, you saw it and you
saw,
liked
I
it?
saw the pilot. It was phenomenal. I even said it a few days ago. I was like, going into it, I was like, not gonna like it, not gonna like it, not gonna like it, not gonna like it. I'm liking it. I'm like, oh my God, it is freaking hilarious. She's drunk on a bicycle, crashing into a pool, talking to a Barbie underwater. And that is before the credits roll.
Wow.
It is wild.
I love it.
That's all I needed to hear.
I
I'm
love
sold.
her.
Yeah, I have to.
Drunken Barbie talks.
Yes.
No, okay.
You've been there.
I'm telling you guys, watch the show. It is.
Yeah.
She lives in this like constant romantic comedy.
Right.
So she thinks all her relationships are like romantic comedies.
Nice.
Like it is, so.
Love it.
I know a lot of girls like that.
Yes, but you guys, seriously, next Tuesday, September 25th, if you're looking for some comedy, which might be good after all the X Factor, Tuesday, September 25th, starting at 8 p.m. Watch it all.
Only on Fox. Nice.
Only on Fox.
All right, so now let's move to our special segment. And usually we don't do this for just one contestant, but we want to talk about Don Phillip. And Don had quite a story. So, you know, when he showed up, Britney knew the guy, and she couldn't even believe it. And we all knew, wow, this setup is going to be huge. And we were already quoting Tony DeLuca from The Voice, right?
Tony Luca.
Tony Luca, I'm sorry.
Yeah, who was a mouseketeer with all those guys.
Right.
But yeah, to see, you know, their relationship, him coming on and knowing that they had some kind of past together, you could definitely tell that he has been through a lot.
I almost thought it was a setup by producers or something. It almost seemed too good to be true. You know, I was
Are
like,
you talking about Tony or
I'm talking about we're
Don
talking about Don.
Okay, and now Don.
Both.
Okay. Both, yeah.
But Don.
Yeah.
And they had him sing Halo by Beyonce, and just how heartbreaking he was talking about his story, and he didn't want to, you know, we really didn't know what went wrong in those 10 years between, because he recorded a song with Britney, I guess, 10 years ago.
Yeah,
right?
a duet from her first album, the one with Baby One More Time, her debut album. And they recorded a few songs together. The one that was on the record was I Will Still Love You. Kind of ironic. But there was that. And they'd worked together. She remembered him. She was like, oh my God, I know that guy. So I think that set it up so that you kind of thought it was going to be good. But I think she could tell in his face that something was up. Because when she said something, he was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you that it was set up. And I kind of think it's sad because he's obviously has problems and he has vocal problems and he's not going to make it past it, you know, but it brought up all this stuff for Britney and like him, and it was just weird and sad. And then we were trying to figure out what happened to him.
Right, so
what's going on?
I did some research. We kept looking it up. All I can find like that's official online is basically just the fact that he was on the album and stuff. But actually, apparently he, like many others, went to Facebook and took it out on Britney on Facebook. Since then, the posts have been removed, but this is just a part of something, a status. Okay, I'm going to read it. Quote, back to real life, all my demons released. I totally crocked when the pressure was on. At least I didn't shave my head. My vocal cords tightened up like a snake around a mouse. LOL. Yeah, like you really mean LOL. And the vipers came out with fangs. A couple tears later, and I'm standing tall. I'm free and God is good. I know some people say I haven't taken care of my vocals over the past 10 years, but it's funny, my worst is their best, minus auto-tune. It's all good. I'm Don Phillip, track. I'm finishing with Domination next week. Life is getting better. Say what's on your mind. Be who you want to be proud. I am now.
Wow.
Wow.
That changes a little bit what we were because literally for me that segment was the most heartbreaking audition I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
I've never been so just crushed. You know, he couldn't sing. Yes, he there was damage to the voice. He did not have the X Factor at this time, but just the way of how it happened, I was crushed for the guy just to see that pain. It just was. I think we were all uncomfortable watching it.
And
it looked uncomfortable.
I kind of wish that Britney would have even said something, because like we listened to the song a little bit before we came out here, and he did have a great voice, and you could tell now like his tone was still cool. It was just you could tell it was so damaged. That's why I don't know why he would sing Halo.
Right.
You need crazy vocals. So I could tell that he has a cool tone or somewhat of a range, but I kind of wish she would have said something like, hey, you know what, you used to have it. You can tell you've done some damage to your voice, and it's just not the right time. But she possibly did say that they cut it out or whatever. But she was kind of just like, no, you're not what we were looking for here.
Well, apparently, L.A. Reid was really questioning him. Obviously, Simon kept asking him what happened, which is what everybody wanted to know. It was, so where have you been the past 10 years? You were like recording with Britney Spears. That sounds pretty good. Well, apparently, according to rumors right now, and according to the Huffington Post, they edited out a part of the interview where he said he was gay and that it was just too much to come out as gay.
He felt like he wasn't worthy.
Yeah, he wasn't worthy because he was gay, and they really edited it really well.
Britney responded by saying, I think it's fine that you're gay.
Oh.
And they edited out that too. But I mean, there's obviously something else happened.
So who brought that up? Who in the panel brought that up while we were watching? They said, is it too much for America to handle? Is that why?
Yeah, I said that because it's so strange that they edited it out, because we all watched it and we're like, what? Like, what's going on?
Too political for right now, I think.
Yeah.
Like with the politics, I think, it was just too crazy.
Okay, so they just decided to steer clear from that completely.
I guess so.
There's just something still missing, though. He looked like he had gone through something really tremendous, and then you could just see it in his face. And
drugs or an accident or something.
I mean, and talk about hitting rock bottom. 10 years ago, you're recording with Britney Spears. 10 years later, you're up on a stage, basically begging her to give you a shot. So
and being rejected,
humiliating.
Yeah.
On top of that
was sad.
But at the same time, it's like you really gotta know that you have the chops and the voice to get up there and really prove yourself again. And I just don't know why these people put themselves in those positions to be let down all over again.
Yeah, his reaction
really
was
sad.
Yeah, and how he's saying like, I feel like I heard her or something again
at
the
that
end,
was crazy.
And then how he kind of put this stuff on Facebook or whatever. So
that's interesting that you say that, because I found it strange that he went right when he got off. He was so upset that he hurt her, not that he got rejected.
Yeah.
But it was so intense. I kind of felt like a drug problem or something was going on with him. Like something about his vibe was weird.
He definitely wasn't all there. In his mind wasn't all there. Drugs, accident.
We just hope the best for him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotta stay on top.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well said, Mark. So, well, I think any other thoughts with him? No, we just hope he heals.
Well, now his duet's gonna get a lot of hits on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's always that.
Yeah, it is. He has a good voice.
So something hopefully will come out from that. So let's now move on to, I believe we're going to do a little Marissa, we didn't even say hi to Marissa. What's up, Marissa? How are you?
Oh, okay.
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Yeah.
You sound like you're in Burger King right now. We can't really hear you. We miss you, Marissa.
Okay. I don't know how else to explain that.
Burger King, spot on.
We're going to do a little quick thing we call Fan Factor, if that's all right. Can we get on the chat roll and see if there's any questions? And we're going to take a quick 2 minutes and just answer any questions out there fans may have, anything you've seen in the last hour that we may be able to answer for you guys here on the show.
Yeah, perhaps Watchtower, maybe?
Oh, good old Watchtower base, yes.
I think Lauren Turner's watching live too.
Oh. What does Miss Lauren have to say?
I don't know. Let's see.
Let's see. Okay. Throat is. He said. Okay, I think he was talking about Don Phillip when he says throat is like, dude, we're dry. Get some water. Oh, now he says that he's alone in the chat. Let me look for something. X-Factor AfterBuzz host was singing. Yes, you were.
Okay, so yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll come back to that probably next week for sure. So definitely. We have one, Michelle.
Well, he says that he thinks this Watchtower that the good, the bad, and the ugly theme should be played. You know, like the good, the bad, and the strange. And that would be funny.
We'll probably do that in the coming weeks. So we'll come back to Fan Factor probably next week or in the following week. So let's move on to some newsy type stuff.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, I got a few stories, but due to time, I think we're just going to hit you with one. And this is Blake Shelton calls out Simon Cowell.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
What?
Yes, every time I turn around, he's mouthing off. That's what he said. And so in the department of them be fighting words, let's see, it seems like Blake is tired of listening to Simon Says. And basically yesterday, the voice coach actually was on Access Hollywood, and he was talking about, and I quote, "Don't you all wish you had the time to sit down and bitch and moan like this guy does?" He said, "Every time I turn around, he's mouthing off about the show. I mean, it's like, do your own show. I mean, literally, come on. This guy must have more free time than any of us, than what he knows what to do with." So, what sounds like a possible celebrity death match, do you think that who's right, who's wrong here, Blake or Simon? I mean, those are kind of some harsh words by Blake. Them be fighting words, y'all.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you
what. That's Simon's.
That's
Simon's thing. You know, he has the luxury of being able to say whatever he wants to say. I think Blake should worry about getting people on his team on The Voice, because every time I turn on the TV, no one's choosing him.
Well, he won last year, though.
Well,
but barely.
Well, he could have only picked one person.
That's true.
And that one person won.
Mark and Nick, them be fighting words between you two now.
No. It's all love in the room.
I'm Team Simon for sure.
Yeah,
But no, he did button it with this. Okay, there's room for all of these shows, and that's what frustrates me, the bickering. So, you know, he did soften. He did take a back. You know, he went back a little bit on his statement. So, but still, it's gonna be interesting to see how this war plays out, because The Voice is going on the same time as X Factor tonight. So we'll see who is the king of Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I know.
So that'll be interesting to find out. And that's it for our news this week. And of course, Simon does want Khloe to be on the show. He said it last night on Ellen. So Khloe Kardashian, she could be the new host. So
interesting. Just one more thing to say. I just want to let you know, as part of the Fan Factor thing, that Twitter is blowing up right now with Don Phillip. That's trending, and there's a lot of opinions about it. But basically, everyone is very sad about it, it seems, and that he was obviously not all there. So that's all. That's the update.
So we share it with America. All right, so now I'm on to predictions. What are we going to predict?
And
Who we
now,
like the best?
you're
Yeah, instead of that.
Furthest?
Who do you think is going to go further?
I was going to say, instead of predictions, we could say who is our favorite artist, you know, of the night.
Yeah.
Okay, and I am going to go with Carry the One, Dr. Lowercase J. I am going to go with the very first girl. I loved, Paige. Girl was sexy. She could sing. She could sing.
I'll tell you what.
She was fantastic. I'll tell you what. All right, she was fantastic, and she was my favorite performer tonight. They started with a bang, so I'm going with Paige. She was my favorite.
You know what? I like Little Edge. I like Janelle Garcia.
Okay.
Our little Pat Benatar. I like her.
I know it's maybe a twin thing, but I'm gonna go with Janelle too.
We even separated you two. Gosh.
I know.
I think it might be a triplet thing. But I liked Emblem 3 the best.
Nice.
Very good.
It may be a guy that knows a twin thing, but I'm gonna go with Janelle Garcia too. Good things come out of little tiny islands.
Yes,
so
they do.
Like
I read that.
All right, with that said,
That's in a dictionary somewhere.
Melissa, someone take us out. Are we gonna do the Gangnam Style dance?
I guess
I would love to see you do it.
Okay, we're
JC.
gonna do it. Someone sign us off.
Oh my god.
Hey guys, so right now you're gonna have some epic things. You can tweet us. Thank you for tuning in at AfterBuzz TV. So this is Gangnam Style. Hey, you guys, move to the right. Move to the right. Move to your right. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, just kidding. The other right. Your other right.
Move the other way. They come closer. Come closer.
Okay, you guys. I don't know if you're watching this right now. It's pretty embarrassing. It has not been practiced except for by JC, I think. Alone.
I think I have a great view.
What's going on?
Lucky.
Very lucky. So this is definitely going to close out the show, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And you're just gonna watch them embarrass
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here.
Okay, hey, you guys, why don't you tweet at the Everyday Man what you think of JC's dance moves?
Yeah, what if there was no music on the whole time?
That'd be amazing. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Good night.
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undercaro, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later, Gangnam Style.
Expressed herein are those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.